unfunnable. Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get to the chopper! Press go up.
Gigantic fusion reactor that just works.
Multiple income streams and real yield.
Ooh, yeah!
Cheats can no longer dump on your heads. The revolutionary decentralized finance protocol. Fusion reaction in T-3, 2, 1.
Fusion! You don't know the power. The math is unfunnable. Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
The mothership. And what's it gonna do? Everybody excited?
Oh, hell yeah.
Give my creation! Fusion.
Get ready to rumble.
Fusion.
Gotta do a huge shout out to Cool Sheet. That song just hits.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the official EMP Mothership live stream covering everything in our ecosystem. Plazm, DEX bonds, Universe Madness, all that good stuff. My name is AJ, I'm the team lead here, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA, how are you?
Good. Hey, everybody. Welcome.
Awesome. So yeah, we got another banger today. Welcome everybody, getting a little bit of a late start here. And remember, we come to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Also, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps us get the word out and helps with the algorithm. So that's a great way to help your bags without having to do anything but press a button. So all right, let me go ahead and pull up my notes for today. One moment here. All right, and we'll turn on the questions. If you do have questions, please feel free to type them in the chat. We'll get to them at the end. But I want to quickly go over kind of a update on the markets. Things have been volatile again this week. Crypto Twitter is always a mess of, the top is in, everything is over, doom and gloom. But I still stand very convicted that we're just getting started. I mean, we were hoping for October. It doesn't maybe look like October will happen, but I think that just means that this is an extended cycle. And again, there's so many top indicators that just haven't happened yet. I mean, we saw gold kind of have a little bit of a blow off top. Now it's down. People are rotating, I think, back into Bitcoin. We saw the U.S. President Donald Trump pardon CZ, the founder of Binance, today. I think that's a catalyst. And then just many other factors that really haven't happened yet. I mean, usually we see all-time euphoria on a real end of cycle mania, and that just hasn't happened yet. We still haven't had any rate cuts as well. We had one little one, but two more major rate cuts I think will be a catalyst. And I saw some really interesting data today, an article on money markets. So money markets are like $7 trillion of capital, And when interest rates are good, people are willing to keep them in their money markets. Well, when we start doing rate cuts and the money market yield goes down, then people liquidate that into risk on assets. And I love that narrative. I think that's a really uh, powerful argument for a lot of money entering risk on assets, whether it's or store value assets, whether it's gold, Bitcoin, crypto, stocks, stuff like that. So anyway, there's just so much in the pipeline that I think we'll see this run into 2026, and everything else is gonna be volatile in the meantime. But the good news is with bonds, that volatility means we're getting paid. So the more volatile we see the markets, the more the LP providers make as well. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But yeah, LA, anything else you want to add before we get started, or anything regards to last week? You said the Blue Jays are in the World Series. Oh, that's cool. Doesn't always have to be
Yeah,
crypto related. Yeah,
my Toronto Blue Jays are in the finals, so that's
yeah.
exciting.
Awesome. Good stuff. So, all right, let me go ahead and pull up the rest of my notes as we go here. Give me 1 second. All right, so we're gonna kick things off first with Fusion. As a lot of you already know and maybe don't know, we have the site temporarily down right now. You are still able to sacrifice normally, but the marketplace is still under maintenance, just making sure everything is good to go. And there's also maybe some bullish changes in the works as well. This has given us some time to really look at the entire system and the entire protocol, and we may be making some other edits that ultimately, if you're a Fusion maxi, you will be very, very happy with. So we'll have a lot more on that as we get closer. We're not really at a stage right now that we can elaborate, but we're always looking to improve the way Fusion works and how the system works, and keeping simplicity and security and ultimately, performance in mind. So keep an eye out for that. I will say, a little bit of alpha. If you haven't sacrificed into Fusion, don't sit on the sidelines. So there's a little alpha for you, but we'll have a lot more as we get closer. And again, nothing is fundamentally going to change. There's some alterations that will be bullish in the long run. Again, there was a miscalculation on some sacrifice points. That's why the marketplace is down. We had some people asking earlier. We will absolutely be removing that. So your ownership percentages will fix themselves. The dilution will not be there. It's just not an overnight process. So if you are diluted, don't worry. You'll have once the issues resolved, it'll go back to normal. And rather than leaving the marketplace up, we just completely disconnected the contracts to be safe. So some people were still able to access if they had it bookmarked, but nobody was able to buy. So we'll keep everybody up to date on that. And yeah, again, no other changes. You are still earning as well. So also, any pending rewards and batteries are still working, and the system is still functioning as intended. So, LA, anything you want to add to Fusion before I get one other big point?
Yeah, and if you're new around here, and I know a lot of you have kind of come in from Plazm and you're excited to learn how Fusion works, we do have a full playlist on this YouTube channel. After the show, if you just click on the EMP symbol that you see below the screen and go over to playlists, we do have a whole playlist that shows how EMP works and how to get involved in Fusion if you are curious about that. But basically, on the Fusion website, you can use your EMP to sacrifice into Fusion, which gives you a portion of earnings of all of our external revenue streams as well as our internal Fusion revenue stream.
Perfect. Yeah, 100%, LA. Thank you for clarifying. And yeah, I know we have a lot of new faces, and that's actually a perfect segue into the other point I wanted to make, and that is real revenue, and that's one of the bullet points in our title today. Real revenue is the future, and I don't want to take credit where and I'm not a big person to brag, but I think that we were one of the very first DeFi protocols to really emphasize real revenue and real yield. I mean, a lot of people say real yield, but they just don't get it. I mean, you know, inflation and LP fees from your own LP. There's a lot of things people call taxes. A lot of people call that real revenue, and when you really zoom out, it isn't. I mean, technically speaking, I guess. But what we do is bring real outside revenue, meaning there is real buying pressure without relying on the internal structure of our, of our setup. So we pioneered that with DexFi and DexFi Vaults again over 3 years ago now. As soon as EMP transitioned away from the Tomb Fork original model, we always prioritize real yield, and every single one of our protocols has a treasury that is producing real external yield to support the token price and development fees to where we're not ever selling our own tokens and dumping on our community to pay for things. And so all of those are really fundamentally different. And again, even 3, 4 years later, a lot of crypto projects still have no idea, just don't get it. I mean, memes are perfect examples. Um, you have to pray that somebody buys the token from you at a higher price than what you bought it for, and there's always winners and losers in that setup. With real yield, especially external yield, funneling into the system, it is one of the only economic structures where everybody can win together. And it's not a PvP setup. So, all that being said, both Fusion and Plazm and everything that we build now is focused on real yield. And Fusion is really powerful because you're essentially getting exposure to everything that we build moving forward. So, again, if you are new here, I would encourage all of you to do a deep dive into that as well and really learn about how real yield is a game changer. And we're seeing that very easily illustrated with Plazm for sure. So, all right, LA, anything else?
No.
All
Yeah,
right.
but we can move on
Yeah,
to talking about eShare a little bit because that's
yeah. Go
exciting.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we've seen the eShare price holding extremely strong, which we're really satisfied with. And that's in spite of a decent amount of sell pressure every day. But we really seem to have found a floor. And it's a true testament that we are moving in the right direction. It might not be as quickly as everyone wants to see, but we are finding and holding new floors and gradually moving up. And that's with people who are exiting selling their eShare. And so we're still seeing that amazing growth and momentum. So I definitely wanted to point that out today.
Yeah, no doubt. I love that that we have seen some resilience. Like you said, volume's been up on eShare. There has been sellers, but there's been just as many buyers. And again, through our buy and burn, which we'll talk about in a minute too, we had some really cool partnerships announced that I'll get to when we get to Plazm. But all that is working, and yeah, like you said, eShare I think has definitely found a nice floor. We had a few whales that exited over the last 2 weeks, and now they barely have any left. So that's good to know. And a lot of our eShare holders have been with us from the beginning and been diamond-handed. Most of the sell pressure was from individuals getting hacked, or just people that are moving on. But overall, we're looking really healthy. Pretty much right around the same levels as it was when we launched on base. So I'll pull that up right now. So yeah, again, we topped out around $50. Obviously, you had about a 25% or 50% pullback, um, and this big drop off right here too. That was that Black Friday event where the whole crypto market imploded. So, but we're looking really healthy. Some good volume. Liquidity is growing, and yeah, this is directly supporting Plazm as well. So that's also great. And we have an announcement on partnership, which I'll talk about in a minute. But that's also continuing to add buy and burn and buy and build pressure on eShare. So looking super healthy. So all right, what's up next, LA?
Speaking of Plazm.
All right, awesome. So yeah, we've had some incredible momentum with Plazm. Ella, you want to go through a few bullet points, and then I'll do some illustrated on screen here of what we're talking about.
Yeah, so the Treasury bond vault is growing. We now have 90 ETH, which is roughly 350K, generating real yield every single day. What's already over $800 a day and growing to buy and burn and build without ever depleting. And just imagine where we'll be in the next 30 days, in the next 60 days, in the next 90 days. At this current trajectory, that's well over 1 million in the treasury by day 77, generating thousands of dollars a day without any new users. And so, have we solved the number one issue facing protocols like this? We think so. We're looking to break 100 ETH, and together we can ensure that we're able to pay our future selves through real yield, not relying on someone to buy our bags. Just this beautiful system that's pushing the price up day after day. There are some new quality of life additions that'll be added to the protocol soon, including another big game changer that no protocol has, and some big partnership and marketing announcements as well.
Let's go. Hell yeah. So, and those marketing and partnership announcements, I'll get to right after this, but I did want to highlight we're at about 94.8 ETH now. That when that post was made, we were at about 90. So we're growing incredibly well. This number will fluctuate. Again, we were at 95 for just a minute. And that fluctuates based on the price of Ethereum and the other assets in the DEX5 vault. So again, if you see that number go down a little bit, that just means the other assets that we have exposure to is going down temporarily, but it goes the other way too. And that's a cool part about bonds is that we get exposure to the overall market as well. So, just like with typical buy and burn treasuries that just hold spot Ethereum, or spot other assets, if the market bounces hard and all the assets we have exposure to, this could be 200 ETH value in no time. So again, it's such a great system. You get exposure to the success of crypto, and you get this juicy yield every single day. And yeah, we've been doing about 800 bucks a day now of real yield feeding the buy and burn. We're now up over 15K in the buy and burn, and we're only using still about 1% of the total buy and burn. We haven't needed to ramp it up. Um, what we could do, because it always replenishes, is we can ramp that buy and burn up to 100 when we get to day 77 or when we see fit, because it's always replenishing. No other protocol can have a 100% buy and burn because it would drain, in a matter of hours. So that's what makes the system different among many other things. The baseline economics have been really, really powerful. Again, we are a fork of Unity and Taurus, and both of those have been performing really well, even without the buy and burn or the perpetual buy and burn. So they're using their own traditional buy and burn system. So again, I'm really bullish on all this, and the numbers don't lie for sure. And again, make sure you can check out the analytics here as well. This is on the stats page. If you go to the top and hit stats, it'll pull this up. And then I'm going to go down and show you Fusion Watch 2 really quick. All right, hopefully y'all can hear me. I've been having some internet issues. I think taking a while to load.
You're good. We can hear you.
Yeah, am I good, LA? Okay, let me try to refresh. All right, here we go. So again, for those that don't know, this is our essentially our Dune analytics page. It gives you all the daily creations. We just had a rollover at 7 p.m. Eastern, so it says 0. But we've been averaging, about let's see, yeah, uh, 15, 14, 15 stakes per day, and about 75 creations per day. So the participation has actually been going up, which is amazing. We love to see that. Word's getting out, things are growing, and this gives you the totals of everything. And then if you scroll down, you can see the release pool. So, oh, all right. So that white line is today. Oh, hang on. All right, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah, white line is today. We're on day 24. And as you can see, a lot of supply doesn't start coming out for at least another week. And even that is super low. Only about 30 creations or less for like the next 3 months. Or sorry, 3 months. 2 months, like 30 days, 60 days. So that is really bullish because now, as you can see, all the way to day 77 to the day 78, that's when the big supply starts coming out. And so we have plenty of time for the buy and burn to build with that real yield. And, the price may very well dip, and everybody, I think, is prepared for that. But again, it's temporary because the lower the price goes, the more the buy and burn can impact. And not only does that help us recover price even faster, but it also is able to burn more of the supply so that those that are staking or creating again and have a multiple cycle mindset are gonna really again not financial advice, but they're gonna have a good chance of really killing it. So again, and all this is more info, the supply coming out, and the bottom one here is the current floor price. So this blue line will theoretically only be up and to the right after we have our the majority of supply start coming out on day 77. We'll have a drop, there'll be a correction, and then from there on, because of that buy and burn and the perpetual yield never depleting, then that will be a really interesting graph because the floor price will always be getting pushed up. So, all right, that's awesome. Really bullish on all that. Let me go back to Plazm. Hang on, one more. All right, and then I did also just want to show the transparency. So all of the ETH that is used to create Plazm and I'll go over that in a second. But while I'm here, I wanted to show all the ETH rather than going to just a treasury address that sits there. We're putting all that ETH into our DexFi bonds, and then that is used to create LP positions, liquidity providing, concentrated liquidity providing on blue chip and mid cap and low cap tokens. We don't do any kind of shit tokens or memes or anything like that. All of that we provide LP on have healthy economics and fundamentals. But that's how we produce yield. And if you go right here, again, hopefully it'll load. This is our DBank profile that shows all the positions 100% transparently. So, and again, DBank cannot be altered. This is all the on-chain data, and it shows all the exposure as well. So let me go down. As you can see, about 2.2 million in the bonds overall. So, Plazm owns about 20% of all bonds. So if you go down here, you can see these are all the liquidity positions that we have exposure to. So AVNT, Vantis, a new one, Limitless, just launched, had some great volume. So we're earning great fees on that. Again, ETH, REI, Banker, Zora, SPX, again, all Arrow, all, mid cap to blue chips. And again, we're well diversified. So even if one of these tokens went to zero, the whole fund is never at risk, unless it's ETH. But if ETH goes to zero, we have a lot more issues at hand. So, all right, awesome. Let me go back and just do a quick overview of Plazm. All right, so real quick. All right, hang on, sorry. Man, the internet is not cooperating today. Apologies. Bear with me. All right, here we go. Finally, sorry about that. All right, so again, those that are familiar with these daily creation platforms, this will be familiar to you. If not, I'll do a quick overview. But essentially, Plazm is what we call daily creation platform, which means rather than a token that just has all the supply released at once in an LP, or maybe there's a venture capitalist that gets vested tokens over many months. That's how typical tokens are created and supplies are minted. Well, with this sort of protocol, there is a fixed supply, so it's not inflationary, and you're essentially converting your Ethereum or eShare into the future supply of Plazm. So just like you would do it with a miner, if you're mining BTC, you have to buy a device to earn, potent supply. This is similar in the fact that you're using your ETH or your eShare to then earn the future supply of Plazm. So that's kind of the most easiest way I can describe it. And so you can go and do any amount of ETH or eShare. It doesn't make a difference if it's ETH or eShare. If you already have eShare, then you're better off to do it with eShare. If you don't have eShare, you're better off to do it with ETH. So, and so again, you can go to as little or as much ETH as you would like, ETH on base, VO on base. And so you would choose how much ETH you want to spend. You would choose the amount of days. The maximum length is 77. That's going to yield about 18,000% ROI. Now, Again, that is very unrealistic. Be prepared for that number to go down. However, the longer that you stake, I'm sorry, or create, um, uh, and the larger the amount you go in with, you have a much better chance of profiting even if the price goes down. So you're always rewarded for going longer, or the longest, and that again helps to protect. So, uh, a saying I heard is when in doubt, go far out, meaning the longest you can do. But then there's also advanced strategies. I won't go into too many of that tonight, but if you join our Telegram, some shorter creations, or even shorter stakes, have different strategies as well. And we mentioned it in that announcement LA read a few minutes ago, but we have a really cool addition coming, hopefully in the next week. It's going through audit right now, that we'll be adding to Plazm that makes it even more simple. So we're all big fans of the easy button and simplifying our protocols as much as possible. A lot of people don't know whether to create or stake and what the ROIs mean and how to get involved. So we have another really, really cool addition that will make it foolproof for people that want to get into the system, and really help us simplify the entire process. So shout out to John and Grover, and our development team for coming up with this cool idea. And we've been working on it now, and so we'll have an announcement on that very soon, that will make it even easier. So if you don't get it, then it'll be a foolproof when this new thing comes out. So and again, hopefully within another week. So yeah, it's a high level overview. Again, a ton of great statistics over here as well. The burn. This shows the amount of money that's in the buy and burn and buy and build. Buy and burn will burn Plasm. Buy and burn it, and buy and build, excuse me, will build liquidity. So we're buying and building and adding liquidity all at the same time, which is really, really powerful. So, and then last but not least, there is a referral system. So if you're brand new, you have two. We do a 2%. Sorry, my daughter came in the room. If you have a 2% yield, then I'm sorry, you get 2% of all ETH that's deposited. So it only applies to ETH. eShare, unfortunately, is not. But it is very lucrative for those that have big networks. And that is possible because the yield makes up for the rewards that we're giving out. So we're not sacrificing the protocol to give a referral. So all right. Oh, hang on, guys. Oh, my daughter's here. All right. LA, anything else? Let me pause.
Well, while he's pausing, I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out to some of our content creators. I know I posted a brand new video from Crypto Pride today. I know DeFi After Party is doing a bunch of coverage. And AJ, I think you even did a live stream the other night, maybe. But lots of great new coverage from our content creators for Plazm. Oh, he dropped off. I'm sure he'll be right back. And then in the meantime, if anyone has any questions, type them in the chat because the next part is going to be his big reveal, so I don't want to ruin it.
All
There
right,
he
I'm back. Sorry
comes.
about
There he
that,
is.
guys. Yeah, LA, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, sorry, my daughter had a meltdown, but we're good now. All right, so yeah, where was I, LA? What were you saying? I apologize.
We were just saying we've had some amazing stuff from our content creators recently, and you did a live stream the other day.
Yeah, absolutely. So, our shout out to all of our content creators, DeFi Pride, Thomas G, DeFi After Party, and yeah, we've been doing a lot more marketing, and um, we have even more marketing on the way. Again, I don't want to spill too much alpha, but not this week, but next week, we have a really cool AMA series from a good friend of ours that you may remember. Uh, I'll leave it at that. And then second is a brand new partnership announcement that we just released as well. Let me open up the Twitter to show. Bear with me here. All right. All right, here it is. So we are excited to announce a partnership with DragonX. So a lot of you may know Eric, the founder of DragonX. Again, a leverage play on TitanX. They have their own buy and burn as well of about $1 million. And so I have a relationship with Eric. We wanted to do a build on TitanX protocol, but just we decided to actually help our eShare token instead. However, there's a lot of great users and great community around DragonX, and they know exactly how to utilize the system. So they all understand the power of a buy and burn that never depletes. And we wanted to do it in a way that was a non-competitive partnership, and so we get a Genesis wallet, which is dev fees from Plazm. It's a wallet with no expectations. And so part of that is used to support the EMP ecosystem. And now 20% of of our Genesis wallet will buy and burn and buy and build Plazm, I'm sorry, eShare and DragonX. So the main LP for DragonX on base is eShare. And so again, the reason we chose eShare instead of Plazm is just because it's a smaller supply. And if we push the price of eShare up, it automatically supports the price of Plazm. So we're buying and burning LP every week. We've already done about $1,000 of eShare DragonX, and you can follow the DragonX page to keep up with that. But it's really bullish. It gives us also another liquidity route. So if you are bullish on TitanX or DragonX, um, because we now have liquidity paired, we also get the exposure to that as well. So again, TitanX has about $18 million in the buy and burn right now. So if and when that gets turned on, again, theoretically, DragonX will outperform even TitanX. And so there's a lot of upside potential. And if it just does what it does right now, then no harm, no foul. It opens up a great audience to us, and really showing the power of real yield. And as a lot of you know as well, we're also partners in our white label service. And so again, although that's a private opportunity, we are also building real yield systems within DragonX as well. So really, really bullish stuff. And I know when we did this announcement, our Twitter grew by 30%. So shout out to all of you that are here from Dragon and are happy to have you in the ecosystem now. So all right, awesome. LA, what else about
Super
Plazm?
exciting stuff.
Yeah,
Yes,
totally.
love it.
Awesome.
Okay, a couple other things. HVM, I know we do have a full AMA coming up in 1 hour from now, but we're getting closer and closer to our first card pack sale, as well as the beta release of the game. So we just thought it was great to mention that tonight, since HVM is one of the external revenue streams for Fusion and one of the largest ones at that. So just a reminder that 10% revenue from HVM will be flowing into Fusion rewards. So that's exciting. We will go into full details on both of those things in our AMA in about an hour from now. Did we lose? I think we might have lost AJ again. Let's see. AJ, are you there? I see your screen moving, but your camera is gone. AJ, where are you?
Hey, LA, I'm back.
There we
Can you
go.
guys hear me?
Okay.
All
Yes.
right. All right. Sorry about that. Man, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Now internet. So, all right. I'm back. Yeah, we were talking about HVM, right?
Yeah, just a quick mention, and then I figured you would want to cover the last part.
Yeah, absolutely. So two other things. Like Ellie said, just to recap on Universe Madness, that is our game that we're building. So make sure that you are following that. We have a great AMA coming at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll have more info on our pack sale, all a bunch of good stuff. So I won't take up too much more time because we have a whole AMA on that. But yeah, the other bit of news and alpha before we get into questions is SuiDeX. So a lot of you that are following, and actually, let me try to pull up the recent announcement while I'm talking about it. So a lot of you may know a guy by the name of Crypto Richie. He is a long-term supporter and crypto enthusiast. He's been really another great influencer for us with Plazm and DeFi vaults, all of those. And so he has started a brand new project on Sui, and we are Jake, my co-founder with Dex Vaults, and DexFi, and myself are advisors for him on this new project with the economics. We've all launched these sort of protocols before, and so we have a direct hand in advising them, and we don't have any exposure in terms of our protocols on Sui. So we thought it'd be a great fit. Again, Sui is basically another version of um, Solana, and you have to have a separate wallet to go over there. It's a non-EVM chain, so you need a Phantom wallet, and again, we could do a whole AMA on that alone, and we probably will. I'm getting ready to do a AMA with Richie before it launches, but uh, any of you that are familiar with yield farming and getting in on an early uh, protocol, SuiDeX is going to be really powerful, and they've also implemented some really cool sustainability metrics and mechanisms. Those of you again that are familiar with our ecosystem, if you remember the Sparkler on SparkSwap, that essentially rewards users for rather than selling their token, part of the platform fees. They have their own version of that they're implementing. So there's a lot of really, really cool stuff. And I know some of you may have even participated in the pre-sale of SuiDeX as well. So just I'm bringing it up because they're going live on the 28th. So you really need to start following their socials. Let me pull that up right now, actually, and then start getting involved over there and start asking questions. The token will be called the Victory token. So uh, that's a great branding, and again, they have built-in coverage with Crypto Mischief Richie as well. But all right, hang on, let me pull it up just so we have it. Was that it, LA? In terms of the notes, while I pull up the announcement.
Yep.
All right, hang on one more second here. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that. Again, SuiDeX launch on the 28th. It will be in multiple phases. So it's a multiple hour process. It's not like it's just a flip of a switch. So the decks will go live, then the victory token, like I mentioned, will be created, and the non-vested portions will go to pre-salers, and then emissions will begin. So, like I said, there'll be plenty of tutorials, and we'll do our own AMA with Richie as well. But I would suggest getting some funds ready on Sui chain if you are not already on Sui, and follow again Crypto Mischief. Richie, he has a lot of great tutorials on how to, get started from zero. Move money over, bridge, what wallets, how to get prepared for the launch, all of that. So, and we'll post the link to his socials as well. So again, always opportunity in the space, and we're really excited to partner with quality projects that are helping to push DeFi forward and get the whole real yield model for sure. So, all right, LA, I think that was it for notes. Any
Mhm.
other questions on Discord or here on the socials? If you have a question, please feel free to type it in the chat. We'll go through all that now.
Yeah. So let's see here. Number one, the UI on Plazm states created plus earned, but this figure is just earned, not a total. Can you look at updating that, please?
Yes, great question, and I'm happy to say that that was a bug. We reported that to the devs yesterday. Again, I don't know who asked this question, but it might have been the same person that reported it. So shout out to you. And yes, it will be fixed. I think actually it might already be fixed right now. But yeah, that was definitely a UI bug, and yep, we're on it. So thank you so much.
Okay, awesome. This is a Fusion EMP related question. You told us it's easy to buy us to peg, but you're afraid of people dumping. Why not make a new contract for EMP, buy us to peg, and limit the selling to a certain amount of EMP per wallet per day? Everyone would be happy and there'd be more income in Fusion.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a big fan of band-aids, and so, although that sounds good in theory, there's way, way more nuance than that. So, number one, you know, creating a tax, further confuses people if they're not tuned in. They don't know why they can't sell, or and then we're keeping track of, sales per day. It's just we're at a point right now, and that's what I was alluding to a little bit earlier in the show. We're trying to simplify systems dramatically, and so that means consolidating things, not adding more confusion, and and making it even more difficult. So the short answer is number one, I don't really like that approach just from a fundamental standpoint, and number two, I mean, that really doesn't solve anything. So again, based on what that question implied, if anything, that would deplete our treasury even more because if we're just giving people exit liquidity and they're not bullish on Fusion and not here for the long run, now we are screwed as a protocol because we spend all of our money that is currently earning yield. We have a peg price, everybody sells, and now we're done. I mean, it's game over. So, we're never going to put ourselves in a position, and that's what other protocols do is they bend to people that want to exit and provide the exit liquidity, and then everybody else gets screwed because there isn't enough money for everybody to exit, and it's essentially a rug or a slow rug or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, we're choosing a different path. Some might agree, some might not agree with that. But the whole idea is that we implement our treasury to do real yield that can buy and burn EMP forever, or give yield to those that are in Fusion. So yeah, those are just my 2 cents on that. And again, we have a lot of things we're working on. Obviously we know that Peg has been really difficult, and is a lot of negative sentiment around that. So we're brainstorming on some ideas that I think a lot of you will be super bullish about. So, all right.
Awesome. On that note, there's another question about PEG and how Plazm benefits PEG recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, I mentioned it earlier. We have, two multiple ways, but the two biggest ways are, number one, through that Genesis wallet, where we're not directly taking yield away from Plasm, but those dev fees can be used to buy and burn EMP, or add to our treasury to then create more yield, which then buys and burns EMP and eSHARE indefinitely. So, like I said, there's 20% to DragonX, but the other 80% is no expectations of that wallet. So obviously, we want to support EMP that way. And secondly, is through eShare. So eShare is also being directly impacted through Plasm, and the higher the price of eShare, the higher the rewards in Fusion, which then makes Fusion more attractive, and therefore will allow people to buy EMP and enter Fusion. So the whole idea is that we um, have things that make Fusion more powerful, and then by proxy, it incentivizes people to buy into EMP.
Awesome. Last Discord question: when will we be able to send our Plazm NFTs to other wallets?
Yeah, so the short answer is you can right now, but unfortunately, MetaMask and even sometimes Rabby is doesn't recognize them. So we are working on a UI update that will allow you to do it through the UI. So the short answer is soon. But yeah, that's definitely on the radar, and ultimately, we will hopefully be able to have a marketplace for creations, and that becomes even more powerful in the third and fourth and subsequent cycles. So right now we're going to get through the first 77 days, and then we'll always be able to add more utility and functionality in the site itself.
Awesome. All right, let's see these YouTube questions.
All right.
Is there a flow chart on how EMP token works? Still a little confused on how it works. And
Yeah,
what's
so yeah, we have a few flowcharts. I don't have any pulled up right now for the AMA, but if you ask that in the EMP chats on Telegram, I'm sure we can get those for you. I would again highly recommend going through the video series. LA can post the links again, and it's bookmarked on our YouTube channel as well. But those are really powerful. They're only about 4 or 5 minutes each, and that really gives you a great breakdown with visuals and explanation. So
Yes.
and
Here's one
LA created all of them, so shout out to you, LA.
here's one from Neil. How can the APRs on Plasm still be so high?
Yeah, totally. So again, it is dashboard money at the moment. Again, I want to set everybody's expectations of that. But the reality is that people have been buying Plasm and staking, which helps the price, and the chart has been very flat, which is a good thing. I mean, typically you see a giant pump and a giant dump, and then a slow recovery. I think with the Plazm chart, through the real yield and the psychological aspect that people know the buy and burn only gets bigger rather than going down, that has a massive psychological impact. And so people are willing to hold and not dump their Plazm. And so all that is playing out. I mean, we're seeing a chart that's much flatter, and that's a really good thing. When I say the chart is flat, that's a compliment. So, even if we slowly see the chart going down as people, sell and leave, those people are out and done, and honestly, you're going to earn a lot less than those that stake their Plazm that they earn or re-enter the system as intended. And so, again, I've said it many times, but this is literally one of the only systems where everybody can be in profit mathematically speaking. So again, as long as you're willing to hold. So to put that in perspective, you know, um, any other token, I bought a token and I want to sell it to LA for more than what I bought it for. And so now LA buys it for more than I bought it, and LA has to hope somebody else buys it for more than she bought it for, and so on and so on. Or there's losers where, I sell it to LA and then now she can't sell her token for profit. Well, in our ecosystem, through the real yield and the buy and burn, um, there's a third whale that only buys and never sells. So LA, I have my Plazm, and LA has her Plazm, and all we have to do is hold it or enter the system to earn more Plazm, and this whale will be buying our bags forever. So again, that is so bullish. No other, very very little other protocols work like that, and so yeah, to answer the question, the ROI is crazy high right now, but and it's probably a little unrealistic. But you absolutely can have multiple three-figure ROIs if you're willing to participate and hold in the system. 2, 3, 4x over the next 2 or 3 cycles is very very possible.
Awesome. Another question from Neil. Where's the best place to buy GG on Binance and with what?
Yes. All right. Awesome. I don't know. I was going to pull it up to show. Hang on. Let me get caught up. All right. Here we go. Sorry about that. So yeah, Neil, one of our regulars. Thank you, brother. So yeah, the answer is through DexSwap. So DexSwap is our own exchange on BNB. We'll post the link in the description. But that is the best way to buy a GG, and it is with BNB directly. So you have to do BNB because it's our main LP, and it's on the BNB chain. So we did consolidate all of our liquidity, and now we're on BNB. So yeah, jump over to DexSwap, and it's as easy as PancakeSwap or anything else, just our own version.
Awesome. Okay. Loved this. Willie's saying he found Plazm because of SuiDeX. That's exciting.
Nice. Yeah, and he said he aped both SuiDeX and Plazm. So yeah, shout out to you, Willie. Glad to have you here.
We've got a good one from A. Tracy. Pokemon is popular on TikTok, opening packs for users to see. Would we have some ability in HVM to do something similar?
Yeah, hey, Tracy, great question. And please ask this on the next AMA too, about Universe Madness specifically. But yes, the answer is absolutely. There's a mental or psychological aspect to that as well, where yeah, we want people to really get enjoy the pack opening sequence. So yeah, we'll have a complete animation and there's a special animation if you get legendary cards. Um, I might be able to tease the opening, pack opening. If I can find that video, I will for the next AMA. But yeah, the short answer is yes. That's all part of the pack opening, workflow. And I think people will love seeing that both for themselves and possibly, being streamed to others because yeah, maybe you buy 100 packs and open them on camera, and you get some really legendary cards that are worth a bunch of money. So yeah, that's absolutely part of it.
Awesome. Can you please explain again the ownership percentage on Fusion and why it's showing lower than it was?
Yeah, absolutely. Another one from Tracy. So yeah, if you were around in Fusion a few weeks ago, you are always shown your ownership percentage. We did have a slight issue where the sack points were miscalculated and it diluted everybody. However, we were able to find the 7 wallets that took advantage of that. They will then now be blacklisted and then your ownership percentage will be right back in line to where it was. So it was a slight issue on the sacrifice points calculation, but nothing that we can't fix, and we're already in the process of doing that. So
Awesome. Let's see. I just here is another great comment. I heard that some crypto projects have really suffered this week and billions were taken out of crypto. I love how we're getting real yield with EMP and that this project is going strong.
yeah, absolutely. Again, that's a really cool. Again, we hate to see people lose in crypto, but we don't have any exposure to leverage trading. That's how a lot of people get destroyed, and we've learned over the years to avoid that. We don't do any sort of leverage positions. And again, the whole point of LP providing or liquidity providing is that you actually are hedging against that volatility. So you may not make as much as if you were swing trading or day trading, but by providing LP, you actually like the price to go up and down, and that's how we earn our fees. So it is another silver lining that during times of massive fear and dumping obviously we're down on our principal balance, but we're earning massive fees during that time, and it actually softens the hit on your principal because you're earning all those fees. So yeah, this is a great question or point, I guess, because that is the beauty of LP providing. Oh, I think I froze. Did you hear
No,
me,
you're good.
LA?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, great highlight.
Okay, here's another one. In Plazm, what's the difference between LP and staking? LP is at like 62%. I just don't know what that is.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure what you mean. LP is the liquidity, but you're not actually providing LP on the website. You're creating new Plasm. So if you're talking about providing LP on vaults, then yeah, you can provide LP on our DEX5 vaults. Just type in Plasm on the search menu, and then you can provide LP on vaults, and that's another way you could potentially earn because as Plazm and eShare get more and more volatile, when people do start to sell, you could also earn fees from that. So there's about 10 different ways that you can earn in any of our ecosystems. So yeah, I would go into our Telegram and just start a conversation in there, and that'll help for sure. All right, I think that's it, right, LA?
Yep, I think so.
All right, awesome. And we just are at about an hour, so perfect. All right, awesome. So yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Thanks to all the great engagement today. We have a record number today, almost 150 live viewers. So shout out to all of you, man. That is amazing. If you're new here, we really appreciate you. Again, all the DragonX community, all the TitanX community, anybody with Plazm, and obviously our OGs that are in, Universe Madness and EMP Fusion. So, and obviously DexFi crowd as well. So, shout out to all of you. Oh, one other quick mention I forgot about bonds. We are moving to a 2 week epoch on bonds. So, just, don't panic when you see the APR fluctuate. So APR will level out over the next few weeks and will be a lot less volatile now that we are on 2 week schedules. So we still top up every week. Again, Wednesday night is the new top up. But now that we're averaging it over 2 weeks, the APR should get a lot more reliable as well. But remember, no matter what, the APR that you see is the real current APR. So even though it's variable and it goes up and down, whatever you see is the current uh, actual APR. So every Wednesday night, we add all the funds for the week that we earned. That is applied to the following week, and it's now calculated over 2 weeks instead of week by week, which means the APR will be a lot more reliable. So hopefully that helps. And again, I mean, if you average the APR, and there's also an average APR calculator on Fusion Watch from the beginning, almost 6 months now, and rolling. We've been averaging about 75% APR, which is unbelievable. So shout out to bonds. If you're not in bonds, at least have a little bit of exposure to bonds, whether it's through Plazm or through buying them directly. Bonds are the backbone of our ecosystem for sure. So, all right. So yeah, I think that was it. LA, any final words for all the lovely people tonight?
Yeah, it's amazing seeing the number of you on here watching tonight. Absolutely incredible. Welcome to any new users to our platforms, and shout out to all of our OGs as well and everyone in between. But we love being here on Thursdays with all of you, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't have said it better myself. And yeah, we'll do these AMAs once a week. We love coming on here and explaining about all of our protocols and give you live direct access to Doxed founder and OGs in the space. We've been doing this now for almost 10 years, which, oh man, it's crazy to think. But anyway, thank you all. Like Ellie said, uh, we come to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, and we will see you next week. So good night, good day, have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and don't forget to follow our socials as well. Thanks. Cheers.